Congressman, I want to move now to some election results and your reaction. First, the Republican Senate runoff. It feels like a lifetime ago, but it wasn't that long ago. Ken Paxton came out on top in that race. You had endorsed Senator John Cornyn in that race, telling me character matters. Character should be a foundation of conservatism at all times. You said the two have to go hand in hand. So the question is, with Paxton now the nominee, character mattered in May. Does character still matter come November? Will you support Ken Paxton?
Yeah, character still does matter. Absolutely. I don't roll back, and I haven't rolled back any of my statements about that. My evaluation of why we need to stand on principle then and now remains the same. I know I was talking to my team earlier this week and just reaffirmed to them, listen, this is not the moment when we are going to scrub the things that we've said online or try to roll those back. There's no reason to do that. When you stand for principle, you stand for principle, whatever the moment, before and after. And certainly when you talk about these things in terms of principles, my hope is that people will hear it in those ways. It's not about partisanship. It's not about the people necessarily, but it's about the principles that we're trying to espouse and stand for. So I'm going to remain consistent in that. Now, I certainly support the Republican ticket in November. That's different than a personal endorsement, but we'll support the Republican ticket because when you look at both sides of what's presented in November, I think certainly the worst thing for the principles that I stand for and espouse would be to see Tallarico get elected, and so I'm not going to, certainly not going to promote that side of the aisle at all. I think that takes us in a much different direction, in the wrong direction for East Texans and for Texas generally. But I stand firmly by the statements that I made before the election.
And considering the fact that you did go in the opposite direction of President Trump's endorsement, President Trump had endorsed Ken Paxton in this race, you endorsed Senator John Cornyn. When it comes to your own political career, do you fear any retribution for the choice you made?
You know, I didn't come to Washington, D.C. to stick my finger in the wind to figure out what political winds should determine my decisions. I came here and said from the very beginning that we're going to stand on principle. We're going to make decisions based on principle. We're going to communicate out principles. So I'm not going to dilute that. Whether or not it does or does not have a political effect for me in the future, I'm going to be proud to be able to go back to my kids and my family one of these days when service is complete and say, hey, these are the things that I stood for before I came to Congress. This is the things I stood for during Congress, and I'm going to stand for the same things when I come home from Congress. That's what I think East Texans are about, standing firmly for moral principles, constitutional principles. And whether or not it creates a political backlash for me or not in the future, I'm not worried about that. I'm worried about doing the right thing today and tomorrow.